Before you start commenting, watch the video. Hey guys, welcome back to another video. It's your man Jay Will. So the topic of this title, as you can see there, it says, why do people dislike Apple so much? Now, this is a common thing that I hear a lot. Oh, I hate Apple. I despise Apple. They're rip-off artists. They're this, they're that. And I thought, wow, you know, I was actually talking about this on a podcast, Tuesday's podcast previously this week. And, you know, we kind of touched on several things. It was about borderless displays and, you know, things like that. But eventually we started talking about Apple. And Apple, I've even gone on record and said, you know, they're greedy. They overprice their products. But someone put something in perspective for me. And I had to be honest. You know, I didn't have a rebuttal for that. I think it was Albert that brought it up about customer service. I think it was him. And pretty much, shout out to Albert, by the way. He's a OnePlus fan, by the way. So he's being kind of neutral, I think, in this comment. I'm pretty sure it was Albert. But the reality is, all these companies, phones and tablets and computers, are pretty much priced higher so they can make a little bit more money. They have to survive. You know, companies have to maintain some level of funding because, you know, they got to make their money. Straight to the point, they have to make money to survive and continue to bring out these products. Whether we disagree with the product pricing or not, we're either going to buy it or we're going to trash it really bad and say which really means you want it, but you just don't want to spend the money for it. And that's about where, I think that's where a lot of people are with Apple products. If you just take the iPhone out of it, the majority of people on YouTube and companies use some form of Apple computer. It's just really stable. It just works. It's solid. No viruses. I haven't had a virus on any of my Apple products, but I have for sure gotten a virus on Windows computers. Like, hands down, gotten viruses. Very frustrating. But, you know, I just wondered why people really dislike Apple. Is it because you don't like the pricing? Is it because you don't like the products? Because I've got a built Windows computer. So before you tell me that, you know, for the price of a Mac, you can get this computer. Well, that computer still won't perform like this Mac that I have. And I have a built Windows PC, and it still doesn't perform as well, and it has more. So you can tell me that, but from firsthand experience, I have a ton of Windows products, and none of them perform like my Mac. Computers, laptops, everything. I have it, and they just don't stand up. So I see value in Apple products, and I've said this before, I've gone on record a million times. I'm not really a fan of the iPhones. I buy them because everyone in the family has one, and I really just like iMessenger and FaceTime. And the performance that I get from the iPhone 8 Plus and every iPhone I've had, it's actually just it's been really good. It's just that it's kind of dated, and I've said that multiple times. Now, if you take away the iPhone, all the other Apple products I have, I am blown away and happy to have had them, or to have them. You know, I'm glad. I feel like my money is being well spent. The MacBooks at $1,500 or the 5K at $2,300. I don't feel bad about those purchases because I'm going to get the return on those, and I need something powerful enough to where I don't feel like I have to go. It's going to mess up within 2 months, and then I won't have any kind of warranty, or I got to fight to go get warranty jobs done. Which leads me to this. Now, I brought up Albert, and his compelling point is this: support. Apple has great support, in my experience. What is your experience with Apple? Here's why I say that. And we talked about this the other night in the podcast. You're paying a premium price for, okay, let's just get two products that, since this is smartphone conversations, let's grab two products that are actually expensive and about the same, and let's talk about their support. Let's get Samsung and Apple, since those guys, the ones that everyone's buying, those are the top manufacturers, or not, well, they're the top. There's phones from both those OEMs that are top notch right now, and people are buying them regardless. So you got a phone over here from this company, you got a phone over here from this company, they cost the same, right? But this company, I can actually I can drive around the corner, up the road, or however close it is, 20 minutes away, and get real-time support and get my product replaced right then, or repaired right then. That's Apple. That's Apple. There's a couple of Apple stores, as a matter of fact. Now, company B over here, I don't have that kind of support. I have a bunch of sales. You know, I got places I can go to buy the Samsung products, but the support, not like Apple support. So the question was posed, are we really paying for customer service on top of the expensive products? Because Apple's products are expensive. And the fact that I can buy extended coverage through both of the carriers or both of the companies, or pretty much all these companies now offer some kind of 1 year, 2 year. LG offers 2 years, HTC offers 2 years. But is this support what it really is? Like, is my money being well spent? Well, here's my experience. I've broken several iPhones. I've even broken an iPad before. I didn't actually try to break it. I dropped it, it slid off the table, something. I've broken those things. I've never broken a computer. And if I do, I've got Apple Care, and if something goes wrong with it, you know, I've got Apple Care. So I haven't had any iPhones or tablets replaced for physical damage. When I say I've broken them, I'm just claiming that I broke them because they're in my possession, but they stopped working. Now, I have dropped a lot of iPhones, but I paid a claim to get a new one. But I'm talking like software and things like that going wrong. That's happened on an iMac. That's happened on a MacBook before. It's happened on an iPhone and an iPad. All of which were solved within, let's go ahead and stretch it out, 24 hours. All of which were solved within 24 hours. That is fast. That's fast customer service. Can you say the same about your LG, your Samsung, your HTC, your ZTE, your Motorola? Can you say the same, and I just threw those out there in random order, can you say the same for those companies? I'm probably going to go on a limb and say no. Probably not. The sales channels may be there, but is the customer support quick and fast and easy like Apple? Now, this video isn't to say I'm applauding Apple, whatever. I'm just telling you my experiences and why I think that Albert was pretty much right in what he said. And here's what he said, quote, the reason that you're probably paying a lot more money for Apple products is because of the support. You actually get some real-time support with those products. And remember, Albert's a OnePlus person. He's a OnePlus fan. If you don't know Albert, he's in nearly every forum, every video. He's everywhere. Telegrams. That's my man Albert. He's a OnePlus fan though. Like, he's all OnePlus. Like we have LaShawn with Pixel and Nexus. That's how he is with OnePlus. But he made a compelling point. The reason Apple may charge more is because of the support. Now, another thing is you have to buy that support after a certain amount of time. Like, I always have Apple support on everything, and I feel like it's worth it. Like, I only paid, I think it was $199 for Apple Care for 3 years on top of the money that I spent for my 5K Mac. Well, the reason that's worth it for me is because I can pick it up, put it on my shoulder, start walking to the Apple store, or driving to the Apple store. Yes, I can do that. I can't do that with other OEMs right now. And I'm not saying that other OEMs don't have these features or these options, but not where I live. They may have them, but not where I'm at. So if I buy a OnePlus, I gotta ship my phone somewhere else. Can't just walk into a OnePlus store. Can't walk into an HTC store. Can't walk into an LG store. Can't walk into a ZTE store. Can't walk into a Motorola store. Can't happen. Can't walk into a Samsung store. Not gonna, at least not where I live. And shout out to TK. I think TK said, Total Tech if you don't know. I think he said there are 2 Samsung stores. And it's so weird. I actually live by a Samsung plant. It's so strange. But there's only 2 Samsung stores. And I think he said New York and LA is where they're at. But unfortunately, there's none here. So one reason that Apple might be winning is because they're doing that. You know, their customer service, in my experience, is actually pretty good, which is why I trust that purchasing and investing in this 5K Mac, investing in the MacBook, investing in the iPad, it's not really a big investment for the iPad, but the computers it is, because I get a return on that because I need that for my YouTube channel. So there are not very many OEMs that offer that level of support. So the question I beg to answer for is, why do people dislike Apple so much? Is it because you don't like the products? The funny part is a lot of people have had maybe none of Apple products, and they just look online and say that we're going to compare it to Android and show you what Android has, and Apple just has this Apple just getting this 15 years later. That's kind of a weak argument at this point, because the reality is Apple is doing something right. They're doing something right if people are continuously buying their products, and they're not eye sheep. That is just the stupidest thing ever. Because for that matter, there's Samsung sheep, there's LG sheep, there's HD sheep, HTC sheep, there's Motorola sheep, there's ZTE sheep, there's all the, they're everywhere. There are sheep in every category. But why is it that the Apple fans get badgered so hard? They get slammed pretty hard. And I might have gone on record years ago and said, oh, this and that, but I've learned to started doing more of my own opinion and getting things in my hand and checking it out myself and getting my own experiences. And if you guys remember, I wasn't a Mac fan back in the day. Remember, I was all Windows. And you remember I did the conversion. I switched over to Mac maybe 3 or 4 years ago, I think. The first computer I had from Apple was the MacBook Air, if you remember. So after that, I was sold. I was like, this is a great performer. I'm going to stick with Apple products. And I put down the Windows PC. I have Windows PCs, but they're not used full time. And the problem is I want a very good Windows PC to take down the Mac. Like my HTC U11 has the Boss front camera. There's no front cameras that are messing with this camera right now. Period. I mean, just look. I'm all animated. Look. But I'm just saying, it's excitement. I'm saying some OEMs have really good things about them, and so some OEMs don't. All OEMs have something good about them, but some OEMs really stand out in some areas. And I think to that point that Albert made, pretty much you're paying for customer service for all that extra money. If the iPhone costs $260 to make, Apple's charging $1,000. Probably 400 of that goes to marketing, and the rest goes to the employees. Remember, they gotta get paid too. So, what's your answer in the comments? And let me just go ahead and give a disclaimer. Before you start commenting, watch the video. This is the end of the video, so I hope you watch the video. But for those people that comment without watching the video, go back and press play. And I know some of you guys have a short attention span. I respect that. Just watch the entire video and comment as you go. I don't mind seeing 15 comments from the same person. It just lets me know that they're actually watching the video and they have a nice attention span. They can make it through 15 minutes of vlog or a person talking. It's like watching TV. Hello everybody, it's your man J. Will. I am back. That's whatever. Comment down below. Let me know why you think Apple is hated so much and why people just despise this multi-billion-dollar company, which I couldn't care less because I'm not getting none of the money. Apple, you can loan me $5 for this video, though. More like 5 G's or something like 10 G's if you want to use this, you know, in any kind of, yeah. Give me about 10 grand. I don't want to be rich. Oh, I don't need all that money. Money brings problems, so I will just use that and buy a bunch of smartphones. It's your man J. Will. I am out. I support Apple products. Not so much the phones is my favorite, but everything else I pretty much like. I think Apple does a really, well, not everything else, but the computers and stuff. I really enjoy those, and I love my iPad Pro 10.5 and 12.9. It's your man J, and 9.7. It's your man J. Will. I am out. Leave a comment down below. Thanks for joining me in this vlog, and I will see you in the next video. I'll pop that. Boy, bust a quick rhyme out.